Gold. It gleamed, it tempted, it whispered promises of an empire beyond compare. For centuries, explorers braved treacherous jungles and sailed uncharted seas, all chasing a single, shimmering myth: El Dorado. A city built of pure gold, a king who bathed in its molten heart. Was it real, or just a fever dream of conquest? Join us as we unearth the truth behind the legend. What secrets lie buried beneath the emerald canopy? The myth of the Gilded Man. Deep within the heart of the Andes Mountains, a legend whispered of a man unlike any other. This was no ordinary ruler, but a king covered in gold. The Muisca people, who lived in what is now Colombia, spoke of a sacred ritual. A new chief, chosen to lead them, would be coated from head to toe in sticky resin. Then, he'd be dusted with shimmering gold powder, transforming him into a living statue of pure wealth. This Gilded Man, or El Dorado as the Spanish would later call him, was then taken out onto a golden raft. With him, he carried offerings of emeralds and gold. As the raft drifted to the center of a sacred lake, Guatavita, the new chief would plunge into the water. He washed away the gold, returning to his people, while the precious treasures sank to the bottom, a magnificent sacrifice to the gods. This incredible ceremony was the origin of the El Dorado legend. The Spanish conquistadors, hearing these tales, were captivated. They dreamed of unimaginable riches, of a city paved with gold. Their relentless pursuit led them on perilous journeys through dense jungles and treacherous mountains. They searched for this mythical king and his golden kingdom, often at the cost of their own lives and the destruction of indigenous cultures. The legend of El Dorado became synonymous with immense wealth and a feverish quest for the impossible. Though no city of solid gold was ever found, the story of the Gilded Man and the Muisca rituals persisted. It fueled exploration and shaped the history of South America. The allure of what might lie beneath the waters of Lake Guatavita still holds a powerful mystique. What forgotten treasures might still be waiting to be discovered in its depths? The Spanish conquest and the search. The arrival of the Spanish in South America ignited a fierce quest for unimaginable riches. Tales of a city paved with gold, a king who covered himself in gold dust, and temples overflowing with precious metals spread like wildfire. These legends, whispered by indigenous peoples and embellished by eager explorers, pointed towards a mythical land known as El Dorado. Driven by insatiable greed and a thirst for glory, conquistadors like Francisco Pizarro and Gonzalo Pizarro began their relentless pursuit. They pushed deep into treacherous jungles, navigated vast, unforgiving rivers, and climbed towering, snow-capped mountains, all in the hope of finding this golden paradise. Many expeditions set out, each more ambitious than the last. They faced incredible hardships: disease, starvation, hostile tribes, and the sheer brutality of the wilderness. Yet, the allure of El Dorado's treasure kept them moving forward. Gonzalo Pizarro, for instance, led a massive expedition eastward from Quito in 1541. His men endured unimaginable suffering, battling insects, venomous snakes, and dwindling supplies. They were the first Europeans to explore the upper Amazon River basin, a journey of immense difficulty that yielded no gold but immense suffering. The dream of El Dorado, however, remained undimmed, fueling further perilous ventures. The search wasn't confined to one region. Expeditions fanned out across what is now Colombia, Venezuela, Guyana, and Brazil. Sir Walter Raleigh, the English explorer, also became captivated by the legend, making 2 voyages to the Orinoco River basin in search of the mythical city. He believed El Dorado lay hidden within the dense rainforests, a secret guarded by nature itself. Despite encountering local tribes who spoke of golden artifacts and elaborate rituals involving gold, Raleigh, like so many others, returned empty-handed, his quest unfulfilled. The sheer scale of the potential wealth kept the legend alive, a constant siren call to adventurers. Even as the Spanish established their colonial rule, the obsession with El Dorado persisted. It became a symbol of ultimate wealth and discovery, a prize that seemed perpetually just out of reach. The quest consumed resources, lives, and reputations, yet the myth of a city of gold continued to drive men to the most remote corners of the continent. What drove these explorers to risk everything for a legend that, to this day, has never been found? The Amazonian expeditions. The dense, emerald canopy of the Amazon hid secrets few dared to uncover. Driven by whispers of unimaginable riches, explorers plunged into its depths, their ambition a stark contrast to the overwhelming power of nature. These weren't just journeys, they were battles against an unforgiving environment. Sweltering heat, relentless insects, and diseases that had no cure tested the very limits of human endurance. Many began their quests, but few ever returned, their stories lost to the jungle's embrace. Imagine vast river systems, winding like veins through the heart of the wilderness. These waterways were the highways of the Amazonian expeditions, offering both passage and peril. Canoes laden with supplies navigated treacherous currents, while guides, intimately familiar with the jungle's moods, led the way. Yet, the rivers also teemed with unseen dangers, from powerful predators to sudden, violent storms that could capsize the most sturdy vessels in an instant. The sheer scale of the Amazon meant that even with the best intentions, finding anything specific felt like searching for a single grain of sand on an endless beach. The legends of El Dorado spoke of a city paved with gold, a place of unimaginable wealth. This allure fueled expeditions that pushed further and further into uncharted territories. Explorers meticulously mapped riverbanks, hacked through impenetrable vegetation, and endured countless hardships, all in pursuit of this mythical prize. They relied on fragmented maps and the often unreliable accounts of indigenous peoples, piecing together clues that seemed to shift and disappear like mist. Each discovery, no matter how small, was hailed as a potential breakthrough, a sign that El Dorado was within reach. Despite the immense challenges and the eventual failure to locate the legendary city, these expeditions were not in vain. They brought back invaluable knowledge about the Amazon's biodiversity, its indigenous cultures, and its complex geography. The maps drawn, though incomplete, were the first of their kind, laying the groundwork for future scientific exploration. These brave, or perhaps foolhardy, journeys into the heart of the world's largest rainforest represent a pivotal chapter in humanity's enduring quest for discovery. What forgotten artifacts might still lie hidden, waiting to be found beneath the jungle's watchful gaze? Modern-day explorations and theories. Today, the quest for El Dorado isn't just about finding a city of gold. It's a complex puzzle involving satellite imagery, advanced sonar, and deep historical analysis. Scientists and archaeologists are using cutting-edge technology to scan remote jungle canopies and analyze ancient riverbeds. They're looking for anomalies, patterns that suggest human construction, or evidence of a lost civilization that might have been the inspiration for the legend. Think of it like a massive, high-tech treasure hunt across South America. One fascinating theory suggests El Dorado wasn't a city at all, but a ritual. Ancient Muisca people in modern-day Colombia performed ceremonies where a new leader would be covered in gold dust and then dive into a sacred lake, offering precious metals. Explorers are now focusing on locations like Lake Guatavita, using sonar to map the lakebed for submerged artifacts. Submersible drones are even being deployed, peering into the murky depths where centuries of offerings might lie undisturbed. It's a shift from looking for bricks and mortar to seeking evidence of ancient practices. Beyond the physical, modern researchers are also analyzing historical texts with new computational tools. They're cross-referencing colonial accounts, indigenous oral traditions, and geographical data to pinpoint areas where a civilization with immense wealth might have existed, even if it wasn't a literal golden metropolis. Some believe the legend might have been a distortion of a powerful trading empire or a region rich in gold mines, its true location deliberately obscured by time and myth. The search has expanded from jungle mountains to vast river systems, considering how trade and migration might have spread the story. Could the true treasure of El Dorado be not gold, but lost knowledge or a forgotten civilization's engineering marvels? What hidden clues do you think modern technology might uncover next in the vast Amazon? The gold of El Dorado, a legend whispered for centuries, has finally yielded some of its secrets. We've journeyed through dense jungles and deciphered ancient clues, piecing together the story of a civilization that truly worshipped the sun. From the intricate craftsmanship of their golden artifacts to the vastness of their lost cities, the evidence points to a society of incredible skill and deep spiritual connection. But even as we stand on the precipice of understanding, the jungle guards its deepest mysteries. What other wonders lie hidden, waiting to be discovered? And what became of the people who built this golden empire?